channel. My name is Kamira, and this is my review for Married at First Sight Unmatchables Season 1, Episode 6. This is the Weird Science episode. On this episode, we are introduced to Niraj. He is a 29-year-old engineer. He has not had a relationship since he was in high school, which means about 10 years or so. He is into computers and robots and math. He tries to overplan for dates. He has like a strict, on date 1 we do this, date 2 we do that, date 3 we do this. So, and honestly, has he really been getting to those third dates? Because that is his like sex date, the third date. So, he has strict demands. He says he wants someone that is dark hair, light skin, green eyes. From his pictures that they show, he is Indian. He had on his attire, and ultimately he is clueless about what he really wants, because he kind of takes everything, kind of puts it in like a mathematical scenario, and like everything is not math. But okay, that was Niraj. Now we are introduced to Danielle. Danielle is 30 years old. She calls herself loony, and listening to her, I agree. She wants 2 boyfriends to like dress alike and be twins and be hers. I think she should have signed up for Seeking Sister Wife instead of Married at First Sight. But anyway, she's a tree hugger. She talks about dating multiple men. She wants a family. She says she dates multiple men because she has a fear of missing out on something. And open relationships are her thing. I mean, Dimitri and Ashley over there on Sister Wives struggling. So girl, gonna sign up. DM them instead of being on this show. But okay, let's get into what happens in the episode. So in the next scene, Dr. Viviana goes over to Niraj's house. He's there with his friend. He talks about this formula that he has for dates, and like the only variable is the woman. Like, why am I saying it like Paige? Woman. The woman. And I'm just like, if one piece of the formula is wrong, you can't predict what's gonna happen. But he also says he wants someone quirky and not boring. Dr. Viviana was just like, wait, you're kind of contradicting yourself a little bit here, because you want to plan everything out, but you don't want it to be boring. So like, which one is it? So he talks about how he likes to dance, and he's like a dancing machine, and he don't like to go out because he don't want to be a show off. So he decides to dance for Dr. Viviana, and he was doing like, he did the Carlton, and like, I was just like, is he serious? Is he for real? But he thought he was killing it. Like, I guess that's all that matters, is that he thought he was doing good. So, okay, Niraj, okay, I want to go dancing and see you on the dance floor. But, okay, I just thought that was too funny. The look on his face, he was serious about them dance moves. Dr. Viviana was looking like, wait, is he serious? But yes, girl, he was serious. Okay. Dr. Viviana let Niraj know that right now you are unmatchable, and at the end of the week he will have a blind date that no, he cannot plan, no, he cannot do a math formula for, and that, you know, he's not a robot. So I am definitely interested to see how this date goes with who they have him paired up with for this episode. Next scene, we see Pastor Cal going over to Danielle's house. She said, he asked her, well, what do you bring to the table? She said, I am the table. I like that response. Yes, girl. She talks about how she has entanglements and a roster of men. She's into crystals and visualizations. But this part was weird to me. She said she wants to find the one, but doesn't believe in monogamy. And Pastor Cal asked more questions to try to get to the root of that thing. And basically, she hasn't had any examples of marriage. I mean, I haven't either in my real life. Well, maybe 1 or 2. But, like, I see it on TV. So I hope that, you know, I watched Tabitha Brown and Kev on Stage and his wife. And, I mean, Tabitha Brown and Chance and, you know, DeVal and Kadeem. I like that. It looks like marriage to me. But anyway, and he lets her know that right now she's unmatchable and that she'll also have a blind date towards the end of the week. I'm so interested to see how this date is gonna go. But okay, next scene. So in the next scene, we see Niraj. He meets up with Dr. Viviana and they are at a sex dungeon. He walked in, he was like, wait, what is going on? So the point of it was that like he has to always be in control of situations, and like in the sex dungeon, like you're not going to be in control. Dr. Viviana brings out Mistress Delilah. She was a dominatrix. She made him put on a dog collar and was walking him and all of that. She made him get into like a bird cage with his shirt off and had a collar and the blindfold. But he said, you know, he did feel vulnerable and he can kind of realize that he does need to kind of loosen up a little bit and that he can come off cold and calculated. Once it was done, you know, Dr. Viviana just said, you know, get out of your head. You can't predetermine how a date will go with someone before you go on it. You can't make up in your mind already, I'm gonna do this, she's gonna do that. You know, just let it, just be free. Be free. But yeah, anyway, okay, next scene. In the next scene, we see Pastor Kyle meeting up with Danielle at the bowling alley. I really enjoyed this scene. She said she wants multiple husbands, so Pastor Kyle said, I'm gonna give you what you want. He decided to bring out 4 men for her to see can she juggle it. They watched her bowl and she's supposed to talk to each one and kind of get to know each one kind of at the same time. She said she can give good divided attention, not undivided, but divided. They were all, excuse me, they were all kind of talking at the same time, talking over each other about different things. And, you know, she said it was a lot, and that she was a little bit overwhelmed from everybody talking at the same time. But it definitely made the point. So towards the end, Pastor Kyle comes over. He says, here, I bet you $500 right now if she could answer some questions to determine how much she listened to what they were saying. He took away like half of the money each time she got a question wrong, and they kind of showed the guy saying the things, but she kind of got maybe about 4 or 5 questions wrong. I don't remember the exact total, but she ended up winning $30 from the $500, and she realized, you know, it could be hard to juggle multiple men. So again, point taken from the assignment, from the activity. And I feel like she talked about the multiple husband thing or multiple guys or roster thing, but like, I can understand a roster though, because guys do it all the time. But like in real life, it can definitely be tough to juggle multiple people. But anyway, okay, next scene. In the next scene, we see Niraj and Pastor Kyle meet up. They kind of do like a Sims character of like his perfect woman. She's dark hair, small waist, big boobs, big butt, basically like a black girl, built like a black girl, or like an Instagram model. And so they went through like the personality she would have, her weight, if she's domestic or not, if she can, that's what means if she can cook or not, and like different things like that about her. So what they then did was bring in 4 women. There were 3 black women and a white woman to discuss, well, what type of man do you guys think would match what he has built, the Build a Woman Sims character that he said. And they were just like tall, fun, loving, weighs about 200 pounds. He's spontaneous, he's outgoing, pretty much things that Niraj was not. And that, you know, he wouldn't match up with that woman or like that woman's standards that he built. So once it was done, as they were saying this, he was watching it. So as it was done, Niraj realized, you know, he may be slightly deficient in some areas. And Pastor Kyle was just like, not necessarily, just trying to open up your mind and like, you know, expand your horizons, expand your you know, your standards a little bit to be more realistic, is what he was saying basically. So, all right, next scene. In the next scene, we see Dr. Viviana meeting up with Danielle. They're going to have a lie detector test. She was like, what I lie about? But she's a good sport for the most part. They ask her, do you talk to plants? Yes, she's telling the truth. Do you think you're weird? She says yes. Are you sexually fluid? She says, wait, she said yes, but I think the answer was no. It was like a thumbs. She got that wrong. She was lying about that. They said, do you want to be in love? She says yes. She was right. She's telling the truth. Do you want to be married? Yes. She says, do you want to be in a monogamous relationship? She said no, but the lie detector determined that was a lie. And comes to find out, her ex cheated on her, so she believes that, you know, people just won't be faithful for the most part. So she kind of uses the polygamy talk as a defense mechanism to not be hurt again. So understandable, but you know, hopefully she'll kind of get over that. And yeah, okay, next thing. In the next scene, we see Niraj and Danielle arrive to their blind date. They're gonna be mixing drinks or just having drinks. They both definitely look nice. Niraj looks nice. He's a nice looking guy. And Danielle looks nice. She has her hair curled and her dress is cute. But Niraj is already kind of like showing his controlling side a little bit. He's telling the mixologist what to do. There was tons of like awkward, nervous silence, which I get. It's a blind date. You know, she says he seems rigid and uptight like a robot. She said, maybe I should just throw a drink on him and see if he kind of glitches. I thought that was funny. Okay, let's get back into the date. So as they're talking, she talks about how she is a serial dater. She dates multiple people. He said, I'm kind of the opposite of you, but he is on the apps like Tinder and Hinge and Bumble. Don't ask me how I know all the apps. But anyway, so then she goes into her conspiracy theories about how like being on the different apps take us out of the real world. They're trying to get our information. Like he was like, wait, is this talking about the Matrix? It is funny. Okay, they're definitely not a match. How did they match them? Danielle asked Niraj if he liked to drink. He's giving her in a roundabout, it's sweet because it has this much flavor, that much flavor. What she was just like, do you like to drink? She was like, you sound like a finesser. Lord. So they go behind the counter, they make a drink. She asked him what he does. He said he's an industrial engineer and that he finds ways to make things easier for people. And she was just, when he was talking, she was like shaking the drink in front of his face, like it's loud. He's trying to talk. I was just like, what are we doing here? But she was like, can you kind of like, she didn't say dumb it down, but like pretend you're talking to a 5th grader and like explain what you do. He said he make life easier for people. So that's what he said. It is funny. She's trying to kind of flirt with him a little bit. He's kind of just not picking it up. He does kind of seem real robotic, real rehearsed, real like he has to kind of plan everything out. But it's hilarious to watch. I ain't even gonna lie. But okay, let's keep going.
Possibly having a purse. Then you need to.
She said she had a tree in her purse because she's into crystals, manifestation, and visualization. He was just like, what is in your purse? You know how they be like, I got hot sauce in my bag. She has a tree in her bag. Oh, it's so weird. Okay, so again, I am watching. Oh, look at me. I am watching it live, like right now, as I am recording in between. Oh my goodness. So she lets Niraj know that she's into visualization and manifestation, and she has a treat for him in her purse. I thought she had said tree at first, but she pulls out a ring. pulls out a ring. And he was like, wait, is she crazy? he was like, what are we doing? She was like, you know, I'm into visualizing a husband and I want you to visualize if I was yours in the future. And Naraj was like, is she crazy? OMG. This girl pulled out a ring. She gave it to him. And she wants him to put it on her finger as if they are getting married. He was like, it's hard to imagine proposing to somebody. Oh, OMG. This is funny. If you have not watched this episode, please go watch it. Let me go fix my face and finish the episode out. I'll be right back. Okay, so Naraj was a good sport. He put the ring on her finger. He was like, I don't normally propose on the first date. She was like, well, you ain't never met me, baby. And I was just like, it's a mess. But it did kind of loosen him up and her up. She was kind of already, you know, ready for whatever. But he was a good sport about it. They are having fun. They're laughing. They got a hug. So let's see what else happens. This was the funniest thing I have seen on TV in a while. It started off very stiff, but it ended up great. So, she keeps calling him husband because he put the ring on her finger. He makes her a drink. She enjoyed it. She said she was flirting and having a good time. And I think, you know, honestly, they may have been a good pairing because she was kind of outgoing. He was real kind of like rigid. She kind of got him out of his box. She got him to loosen up. And let me tell you, there is no way his math formula could have prepared him for Danielle. I really liked her. It was cute. Okay, so anyway, he ended up loosening up. They danced. He did his little hip bow bow. And he was doing a robot, and she was just like, wait, but are you a robot? Because her comment earlier, and you know, she enjoyed it. She asked him, you know, how you enjoying your time with me? He said, yeah, you're very interesting and outgoing. They ended up exchanging numbers, and they kind of left with their arms locked together. It wasn't too bad. And Pastor Cal was scratching his head like, well, that did kind of work. Like, we were all, like, it was fun. It was definitely fun. Yeah, Naraj came out of his shell. Danielle was really just herself. Just not focusing on, you know, other guys at the same time. But I definitely have not laughed like that in a long time. So, anyway, they did not give us an update on a second date because they were like, it's classified information or a conspiracy to know that. So I'm gonna assume they did go on a second date. They could be dating right now. I don't know, but I definitely enjoyed the episode. I am glad I watched this today. I really am. Like, I was like, I don't want to do it, but no, I am glad I did it. So, yes, you guys, that was the end of the episode. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I will see you all on the next one. Bye.